Ready to retire early? This SCHD strategy could pay you $3,000 per month. What if I told you that with the right strategy, you could potentially build a portfolio that pays you thousands in passive income every month without touching your principal? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most popular dividend ETFs on the market, the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF, or SCHD for short. I'll break down exactly how much you need to invest in SCHD to reach your retirement goals and show you the power of SCHD's dividend growth over time. Here's the problem most investors face. You want to retire comfortably, but traditional retirement accounts might not generate enough income to maintain your lifestyle. Social Security alone won't cut it, and bonds are paying historically low yields. Harry, like many of you watching, wants to build a portfolio that generates $3,000 in monthly passive income. That's $36,000 annually. He wants something that's low cost, diversified, has a proven track record, consistently grows its income, but most importantly, Harry doesn't want to spend hours researching individual stocks. He needs a simple, effective solution. This is where SCHD enters the picture. The Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF tracks the Dow Jones US Dividend 100 Index, focusing on high-quality companies with strong dividend histories and financial fundamentals. According to the latest data from February 2025, SCHD has an impressive expense ratio of just 0.06%, making it one of the cheapest dividend ETFs available. About $69.2 billion in assets under management, making it a highly liquid investment. Approximately 103 holdings across various sectors. A trailing dividend yield of around 3.5 to 3.8%, 3.50% as of early 2025. A record of consistent dividend growth averaging 12.2% over the past year. These metrics are exactly what make SCHD a powerful tool for long-term investors like Harry. Why SCHD works so well. Let's dive deeper into why SCHD has become a cornerstone for dividend investing and retirement planning. First, let's look at SCHD's holdings. Unlike some dividend ETFs that focus primarily on yield, SCHD emphasizes quality. Here are the top 10 holdings as of January 2025. AbbVie Inc., ABBV, 4.7% Coca-Cola Co., KO, 4.6% Amgen Inc., AMGN, 4.5%. Cisco Systems, CSCO, 4.3% Pfizer Inc., PFE, 4.3% Texas Instruments, TXN, 4.1% Verizon Communications, VZ, 4.1% Chevron Corp., CVX, 4.06% Bristol Myers, Squibb, BMY, 4.04% PepsiCo, Inc. PEP-3.9%. Notice anything? These are all blue-chip companies with strong balance sheets, consistent profits, and histories of paying and raising their dividends. These aren't speculative growth stocks. They're established businesses that generate significant cash flow. SCHD's sector allocation is also worth highlighting. The ETF is well diversified across financials, 17.7% healthcare, 17.6% consumer staples, 14.8%, industrials, 12.5% energy, 11.8%, consumer discretionary, 9.1%, information, technology, 8.9%, communication services, 4.7%, materials, 2.7%. This broad diversification helps reduce risk while capturing dividend income from multiple sectors of the economy. SCHD's performance history. Let's talk historical returns. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results, but SCHD's track record is compelling. 1-year total return, as of February 2025, plus 13% 3-year annualized return. Approximately 6.7%, 5-year annualized return. Approximately 12.5% 10-year. Annualized return plus 11.6%. Since inception, October 2011. plus 12.9% annualized. These SCHD returns are impressive, especially when you consider that they include both capital appreciation and dividends. But what really sets SCHD apart for retirement planning is its dividend growth rate. 1-year dividend growth plus 12.2% 3-year dividend growth, approximately 9 to 10% per year. 5-year dividend growth, 12 to 13% per year. 10-year dividend growth, 11 to 12% annually. This consistent dividend growth is the secret sauce for building a growing income stream in retirement. When Harry invests in SCHD, he's not just buying the current 3.5% yield. He's investing in future income that has historically grown at an impressive rate. The SCHD snowball effect. This is where the SCHD snowball really comes into play. Let me show you how this works. Imagine Harry invests $10,000 in SCHD today. At the current yield of 3.5%, he'll earn about $350 in dividends the first year. But here's where it gets interesting. If Harry reinvests these dividends using a drip strategy, and SCHD continues its historical pattern of increasing dividends at around 11 to 12% per year, in 10 years, that same initial $10,000 investment could be generating closer to $950 in annual dividends. And in 20 years, based on SCHD's historical dividend growth rate, that initial $10,000 could be paying Harry around $2,800 in annual dividends, nearly tripling his initial investment in income alone. This is the power of compounding dividend growth, a strategy often overlooked by investors who focus solely on current yield or share price appreciation. SCHD versus SPY and other ETFs. Many investors wonder about SCHD versus SPY, the popular S&P 500 ETF. While SPY typically has a lower yield, around 1.5 to 1.7%, it may offer higher total returns in certain market environments. However, for income-focused investors approaching or in retirement, SCHD has several advantages. Higher current yield, 3.5% versus 1.5 to 1.7%. More consistent dividend growth. Lower volatility, standard deviation around 13 to 14% versus 15% plus for SPY. Beta of approximately 0.88 relative to the S&P 500. This means SCHD tends to be less volatile than the broader market, which can be especially valuable during retirement, when sequence of returns risk becomes a major concern. Building a retirement strategy with SCHD. Now let's talk about how to incorporate SCHD into your retirement investment strategy. There are several approaches, depending on your time horizon and goals. Strategy 1. The all-in approach. Some investors might consider an SCHD-only portfolio. While this offers simplicity and solid income, I generally recommend some diversification. However, if you're committed to this path, you'd need approximately $1,025,000 invested in SCHD to generate $3,000 monthly at today's yield of 3.5%. Strategy 2. The core and satellite approach. A more balanced strategy would be using SCHD as your core holding, 50 to 60% of your portfolio, supplemented with 20 to 30% in a growth-oriented ETF for additional capital appreciation, 10 to 20% in bond ETFs, for stability 5 to 10% in RATs for additional income diversification. With this approach, assuming a blended yield of approximately 3.3%, you'd need about $1,090,000 to generate $3,000 monthly. Strategy 3. The Dividend Growth Ladder. This strategy takes advantage of SCHD's dividend growth while adding immediate income. 40% in SCHD for dividend growth. 30% in higher-yielding dividend ETFs, 4 to 5%. Yield 20% in fixed income. 10% in covered call. ETFs, 7 to 9% yield. With this blended approach, targeting a 4% initial yield, you'd need about $900,000 to generate $3,000 monthly. The accumulation phase strategy. If you're still in the accumulation phase, meaning you're saving for retirement rather than already withdrawing, your strategy would be different. For Harry, who has 15 years until retirement, I recommend maximizing contributions to tax-advantaged accounts, setting up automatic investments in SCHD at regular intervals, reinvesting all dividends through a DRIP, dividend reinvestment plan, gradually increasing his SCHD allocation as he approaches retirement. Using this approach, Harry can take full advantage of dollar-cost averaging and the compounding effect of dividend growth over time. SCHD Retirement Calculator: how much you need. Now, let's break down the numbers using what I call the SCHD calculator approach. We'll look at how much you need to invest to reach various income goals based on different time horizons. Scenario 1. Immediate income needs. If you need income right now, here's how much you'd need invested in SCHD to generate various monthly income amounts, assuming the current 3.5% yield. $1,000. Monthly $12,000 annually. $342,857. $2,000 monthly. $24,000 annually. $685,714. $3,000 monthly. $36,000 annually. $1,028,571. $5,000 monthly. $60,000 annually. $1,714,286. Scenario 2. 10-year time horizon. If you have 10 years before you need the income, things get more interesting. Assuming you invest in SCHD, reinvest dividends, and the ETF maintains its historical performance patterns. Starting with $100,000 invested in SCHD today. Expected portfolio value in 10 years. Approximately $283,300, based on 10.9% annual return, including reinvested dividends. Expected annual dividend in 10 years. Around $10,915, based on historical dividend growth patterns. Monthly income, about $910. Starting with $500,000 invested in SCHD today. Expected portfolio value in 10 years. Approximately $1,416,500. Expected annual dividend in 10 years. Around $54,575 monthly income. About $4,550. Scenario 3. 20-year time horizon. This is where the power of compounding really shines. Starting with $100,000 invested in SCHD today. Expected portfolio value in 20 years. Approximately $803,300. Expected annual dividend in 20 years. Around $37,755. Monthly income, about $3,150. Did you catch that? With a 20-year time horizon, just $100,000 invested in SCHD today could potentially generate over $3,000 monthly income. Starting with $200,000 invested in SCHD today. Expected portfolio value in 20 years. Approximately $1,600,600. Expected annual dividend in 20 years. Around $75,510 monthly income. About $6,300. The $1 million SCHD portfolio. A lot of investors ask about the SCHD millionaire strategy. Let's see what a $1 million investment in SCHD might look like over time. Initial investment. $1 million in SCHD. Year 1. Portfolio value. Approximately $1,035,000, assuming 3.5% price appreciation. Annual dividend income. $35,000. Monthly income. $2,917. Year 10. Portfolio value. Approximately $2,833,000. Annual dividend income. $109,150. Monthly income. $9,096. Year 20. Portfolio value. Approximately $8,033,000. Annual dividend income. $377,550. Monthly income. $31,463. Year 2030. Portfolio value. approximately $22,770,000. Annual dividend income, $1,288,000. Monthly income, $107,333. These projections use SCHD's historical returns and dividend growth rates. But remember that past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Nevertheless, it illustrates the potential of a long-term SCHD investment strategy. Dollar cost averaging into SCHD. Not everyone has $100,000 or $1 million to invest at once. Let's look at a more realistic approach for many investors. Harry invests $1,000 monthly into SCHD and reinvests all dividends. After 10 years, total invested, $120,000. Expected portfolio value, approximately $190,000. Annual dividend income, $7,315. Monthly income, $610. After 20 years, total invested, $240,000. Expected portfolio value, approximately $632,000. Annual dividend income, $29,700. Monthly income, $2,475. After 30 years, total invested, $360,000. Expected portfolio value, approximately $1,860,000. Annual dividend income, $105,300. Monthly income, $8,775. This approach makes the journey to financial independence far more accessible for the average investor. By consistently investing in SCHD and harnessing the power of dividend growth and compounding, even modest monthly investments can grow into significant income streams. So there you have it, the SCHD retirement calculator broken down to show you exactly how much you need to invest to generate your desired income in retirement. The key takeaways: SCHD offers a compelling combination of yield, growth, and stability. The power of SCHD's dividend growth compounds over time. Time is your greatest ally. The earlier you start, the less you need to invest. Consistent contributions and dividend reinvestment accelerate your progress. Whether you're just starting your investment journey or fine-tuning your retirement strategy, SCHD deserves consideration as a core holding for income-focused investors. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Are you currently investing in SCHD for retirement? What's your target monthly dividend income? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps with the algorithm. And if you want more content on dividend investing and retirement planning, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.